Game over, please proceed to exit. Thank you for playing at Laser Zone. Players, remember to check the name on your phaser, undo the 2 front clips and return your pack to the rack with the same name.
Hello, everybody.
Got this, quick, come this way, shuffle in. Okay. Hello, guys. I'm Cyrix from Sunshine Coast Storm, and I'm joined by Tech Deck from Parasomnia, and Women's is about to start.
Correct.
We have the first game going in now, and, that is a test game.
That's the test game. We had a quick test. We need to make sure everything's working.
I'll just let you know. So this year we have 18 players in Women's. We have Zygorizer, Shifter, Dragon, Arden, Pendragon, Ems, Shaz, Sawdust, Gravy, Artemis, Basilisk, Shania Renee, Kit, Innie, Ghibli, Stunk, Jet, and Mad Pup.
Woo! Now, Mad Pump's a return from 2009.
I think from even before that, but I do know they won in 2009.
That's pretty crazy. We're getting some more. Hi, everybody. Wait, Bubbles is playing it. That's crazy.
We'll see Bubbles and Masters later.
Yeah, how good. Oh, and there's an Ems in the middle. Hello.
Why does Ems look like her soul has left her?
I think it's because of the two pictures. It does the split down the middle. We saw Packing earlier, like last night, and he looks like he was ascending in like the middle of the room.
Okay, so guys, we'll get some predictions. We were kind of talking about it before we got to go live, but what do you think? Who's your top three?
I think it would be very stupid not to assume that Shifter's going to somewhere place in the top three. Although, judging from some of the solo games yesterday, she was doing pretty well, and then I think she just sort of faltered a little bit near the end.
I think they're a little bit hot and cold. I had big games and had some average games. I think top four. The four we're watching is definitely Shifter.
Yeah.
Dragon, who placed in Hobart. Last year, definitely Hobart.
I think definitely Hobart.
Gravy made solos finals, so definitely up there, and Ghibli is like a well-known solos player. So those are my top four that I think are the ones to watch.
I think they're definitely the ones to watch out for.
Pendragon's always up there.
Oh yeah, Pendragon usually tends to score pretty well. As to whether they'll be able to score super high this year is really dependent on how the games go. Again, this works like solos yesterday, which is 5 games, drop your best, drop your worst. Yeah. So as long as people aren't dropping incredible games and then doing fairly average in the other games.
Oh, I did hear a term.
I did just hear a term.
Hit, unfortunately. Not a great start, but you have 5 games to make it up. You got a drop game.
Hopefully this is the drop game.
I do think, consistency will be key. Very similar to what we saw in solos finals, where as long as you don't have 2 bad games, you can be good. But you need 2 big games because you drop your best. So if you have 1 big game, it doesn't matter.
I'm about to say, 100%. Here we go. So we're seeing some of the reloads coming around that middle area. We're seeing...
Innie, man. Look at Innie. Innie's 500% tag ratio, 2,100 points. Where is Innie? Oh, no, that's another one on Mad Pup.
Oh, no. The terms are going crazy at the moment. Very quick. Oh, it's getting a couple people up in the mez at the moment. Now, what I'm noticing is different is that the people playing in the mez are only really playing it when they've just reloaded or just when they're in need to reload.
It's quite... I'm just seeing if I can find Innie because I have not seen Innie at all, and she is killing it.
She is.
Is that her on backdoor blue with Shaz? She's a lefty,
that's
so... No.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry, I'm looking
in
at
the
front door. That's my problem. There's Shaz playing inside of blue currently.
Actually, can we see who Innie is tagging? Oh, Innie is 20 for 4. That is wild.
500% is crazy.
Shifter also doing great. Ghibli. So far our predictions have been fairly close. It's only game 1, but other than Innie out of nowhere, Innie's found a spot. Innie has absolutely found a spot and is killing it.
Now, provided Innie can pull another game like this, it does mean that if they're dropping their worst, they'll still have a pretty good score if they manage to
we're 5 minutes into the series. Like we can't call it off of this. But if Innie can keep like a low profile and not get pushed out of whatever she's doing, in for good.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think in a weird way, like we're seeing a lot of movement like between like certain spots. There's not too much staticky in hanging around one spot.
Well, we just scanned through the base before, saw nothing, and now I'm seeing a lot of movement through bases. So there probably was a cluster somewhere that has moved on, and Innie has slowed down a bit. So could be that she was in the back of that cluster. Shaz has come up now, as well as Ems.
That's fantastic.
Basilisk's doing well. Look, Basilisk's 1,800 points.
Basilisk's doing pretty well. Let's go. Doing very good. Come on, Sawdust. Top 10. Doing good. Oh, we're getting some waving at the camera from Blue Base by Zygorizer and Shaz.
I want to see people get 3 tags and emote at us.
That would be fantastic. Just doing it. M's currently going on a little bit of a streak here.
Just checking out.
And as I say it,
there is
that one there. So we are seeing people playing around the pillar in blue. Shaz is really liking playing around blue at the moment.
I do wonder if the points will start to move away when anybody does well. Ems has had the mezzanine for a while. It's been fairly uncontested.
I say, yeah, she seems to be holding up there more than anybody else currently. We saw like a couple of people here and there coming through, but they were very much come, get a shot, leave.
Innie's like slowed down a bit, like not too badly, but not as well as the beginning. And Dragon and Shifter have had a bit of a run now. It's a decent gap between third and fourth at the moment, but it's really close.
To see if people catch up to that one. Again, we've still got another 3.5 minutes here. So
solos are so different from team games because 60 seconds is a massive amount of time in solos to bring it back. So hard to call anything at this point.
I say it's a bit of a change between 9th and 10th now. Only 4. Oh, as I say that.
I swear I still have not seen Innie on any camera. Like, Innie is not in this arena.
Innie, it must be.
Innie is in the walls. It is in the walls, getting the points.
Well done.
She's found Mopar's cupboard shot, and it's just wrecking people.
Oh, there we go. Stonk coming through that front door. They're shooting Shaz out of.
I can't see, but I do think Innie might be. Look at Blue Base in this snake. A backdoor, like I can see a lefty poking out every now and then.
Every now and then you're seeing like,
and I don't think it's Arden because I'm seeing Arden in other places.
Pretty good considering the mirror as well. Like might be able to get a.
Yeah, I think she's running up, shooting out towards red, running back, shooting towards blue.
I am seeing somebody in the corner of that now that you've mentioned it.
Because now, like, she's got another run. She's gotten a good score. Either way, for any, this will be a good score. Gypsy has come up. She's had a bit of a run. Shaz is still up in that 5th spot.
Dragon's doing pretty well, and I haven't really seen much of them either. All the play, I feel this happens every year. All the good spots tend to be not on the camera. Oh, there we go. Shaz and Arden having a quick wait.
There is a fair bit of traffic around Blue Base. And I do wonder if that will change as we start to move through. Like, well, we saw a big shift through solos. Solos, there's more games for that shift to occur. But we did see it move from red early on to sort of like green later. So I think blue's going to have a good opener, and I think we'll end up moving towards red.
Now, we'll be interested
Shifters
to
up on the
see
men's
some of the top scorers in this game if they're able to keep it up across all 5 games. Or if they're maybe going a bit too hard for their first game.
I do think there was a chance that one of the Queensland rookies could really dark horse this, and I think Innie is absolutely out for blood right now.
She's smelling out the pack points.
Because if you look, let's go back to it. She's 38 for 14. Dragon did just pass her, so Dragon's got a few more tags, but Innie's got a better tag ratio, which doesn't actually mean anything in the grand scheme of things, but does mean she's very good at what she's doing.
Oh, absolutely. I was about to say, there's a little bit of disparity starting to happen here between those top 3.
Yeah, there's a big gap now between 3rd and 4th, so I don't think anybody's going to take one of the top 3 spots, but it's about getting that score up as much as you can.
A lot of the games do seem to be happening in those brawly areas outside the bases, as sort of expected. Much like solos and all the other games like that, we'll probably see at Masters and Juniors. There'll be a lot of stuff happening outside in those brawl areas.
Yeah, Shaz has moved over to red now. I think she got pushed out of blue. Shifter is just like running like laps at the back of the arena. I think I see Stonk doing a similar thing, just in the other direction.
Oh yeah.
Em's had a lot of control of that mez. She has come up a bit at the end. It's probably not quite high enough, but as a middle of the road game, that's perfectly good score.
Em's going pretty crazy. Like for holding up that top mez area for that long, that's pretty good. Getting some pretty consistent points there. Again, like nothing absolutely spectacular, but if you like really buckle down and be consistent, as you were saying before, you can actually pull out some pretty good wins there.
Innie's put a good gap between her and second. This if any, like, this could be a drop game for Innie. Like, that's a big score. You drop your best and drop your worst. Yeah. So as long as she gets another decent one, she's in for a good running. So
game over.
Okay, we were pretty close. Innie was our dark horse, so we had Innie taking the lead on 6,500, Shifter taking second on 6,000, Dragon in third on 58. So Ghibli had a little bit of a rough one.
That's just went on the phone camera. Do you want to have a quick look at the score?
Yeah, bring it up.
Yeah, there we go. We can get some more details and things like that. Shifter with 49 tags. Just taking Innie for that one. Oh.
Innie is 48 for 17. So whatever she was doing, if she can do it again, she's in a great position.
Fantastic position.
Write down some scores.
Ems did really well there. Coming in 5th there, like just taking.
It's a really good score too. Like if that's a middle of the road score for her, that's fantastic.
Let's go, Jet. Let's go, Mum. Having a great time.
Jet came up quite a bit towards the end.
Jet did do pretty well there. Come on.
I think she wasn't one that was particularly on our radar, but she has dropped off a bit towards. I think she got pushed out of blue and got forced to move to red. In that interim, it was difficult. you're going to get tagged on the way there, and if you can't get a setup, you're going to be in some strife. But yeah, we got Dragon and Shifter right, basically. Gravy pulled back at the end.
Yeah, it was fantastic there.
Pendragon, exactly like I said. Pendragon's always up there. Look at Basilisk. You were worried.
I know.
I know. Basilisk was feeling a bit nervous,
Basilisk
I think.
Pretty crazy there. I'm hoping they came out of the game feeling pretty good about it, and it continues on through the games.
I did see them get some time on the Mez, and I think that gave them a little bit of a run. And after that...
Shania and A7 is fucking...
Oh.
I just saw that. I was like, wait a second, that's it. I was like, what? That's not Shania.
Actually, that does make sense, because I think I was commenting an Aftershock game earlier, and I think her photo's on Fuggins.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
That's actually incredibly funny.
I was like, when did Fuggin get so pretty?
I checked in. I had like a half second. I was like, what the heck?
Why is Fuggin?
That's actually really funny. Sawdust and Artemis Stonk Mad Pup Kit. Hopefully this is more of their warm-up game here. Like just getting used to it all, and then this is the one that they're going to be dropping.
I think as long as... Because if you look at that gap, right? So Indian Shifter fairly close, Shifting Dragon fairly close, and then it's like K between 3rd and 4th.
That's pretty crazy.
And then another 500 points. So the big games will get dropped if they don't have another one. But all it takes is for one of those players to have another big game, and they're in a really good position. The big question is going to be, did anybody notice? Does anybody know how well Innie went, or was she hiding in the back lines? Because if she can go unnoticed, it's way easier.
Anybody managed to catch a glimpse of Innie when we couldn't see them? Please let us know.
I do think as well, we have a lot of players that are definitely in contention for a trophy, but we don't have as many of like the big hitters we're used to. So Whippet, Raven, Chutch, they're all well known to be great in this sort of arena and this sort of game style. But they get targeted because we know that they're especially good. So I think there's an ability to sort of like play it off. And as long as you're sitting in the briefing room like, oh man, I had a rough game, then you don't have to worry so much. You never want to go and look too happy in the briefing room.
So absolutely, I was about to say. So this will be interesting for, I think, if Innie can ride this wave of just going absolutely crazy, it could be a Queensland rookie going, like, taking it first year.
I was hoping at least
one heck of a way to get rookie of the year too. I missed my chance. It's only been, 5 years? It's always hilarious looking back and being like, when did I start playing?
Here we are looking to go in. Do we feel like we're... Oh, look, there's a refs meeting.
The refs are all
very still.
In a pose. Holding a pose here. Now, what are we feeling? Are we feeling that Innie can pull another crazy one like that?
I think Innie was in the snake. And I think it will depend on... Do you think that we're going to see as much action in blue as we did? So I think she did capitalize on that very well.
As long as a lot of these people have game sense, which having played with them and against them before, we will probably see some people trying to pull away from there, or maybe stacking there a lot more to maybe focus some of these players that they felt were dominating.
It's hard though because I love reading a team game in that, but a solos game is a whole different beast. Like I can't read a solos game. Like I don't know that somebody's on the other side of the arena doing well. Like. So it is. Oh, Robo's having an existential crisis there.
Robo's had got a split personality there. Which base is he looking at? Both.
It's the ultimate reffing. You can watch 2 players at once, like for cover.
I want to say, as a tall reffing at the back of the reloader and just putting my head over like the side panel, looking at the front doors. So good.
Wax does it all the time at home, and I always panic and like shoot him in the eye, like someone's looking at me. Okay, here we go. We're getting... Actually,
early lead finisher there.
We've got different people on the mez, other than... Well, actually, Ems and Basilisk are back, but I didn't see where Zygariza was playing last game.
I did see them in the blue a little bit. So I'm thinking that maybe we're going to see there. We're seeing a lot more gameplay starting at green this time. Zygariza, there they are, up in the mez there. With Jet up there as well.
Is that No. Arden's a lefty, right? Yeah.
I would tell you if I knew. Unfortunately,
I think Arden's lefty.
Let's say yes.
Now I've confused
Make it
myself.
Interesting.
I haven't seen Shaz.
There's green on my shirt. So
You have no shirt. Just want to have a look at who's tagging who because
here we go.
Yeah, I haven't seen Shaz has gone to green this time. Where's Innie?
Maybe in the third game, she'll go to red, and then she'll keep cycling.
Well,
Through the
I do think we've seen a lot of success in both solos and women's Masters Juniors with just lapping. You just running laps and cleaning up.
Just keep moving. I'm gonna say it's incredibly important in this sort of game mode to be very mobile, because unlike in team games where you have a team behind you to back you up and like cover your back a little bit in different areas, this is the kind of thing where you very much have to be on your guard, like super hyper aware of what's going on around you at all times.
Slightly different scoreboard this time. Sawdust.
Yeah.
I mean, Dragon is doing well, but we mildly expected Dragon to do well.
Let's go Sawdust.
But yeah, Sawdust up there, Kit up there, Basilisk up there, Gravy also doing well this game. So yeah, quite a big mix-up in terms of what we saw starting off last time.
Oh, yeah.
Q.
Going absolutely crazy there. I would say Dragon taking that little bit more of an early lead.
I'm trying to figure out where Dragon is, because again, I swear every time people do well, I don't know where they are, so maybe that is the...
Maybe it's just telling us that the players are playing in spots that the cameras don't cover.
Maybe the secret is, if they are where we can't see them, we can't talk about them, and they don't do poorly.
Exactly.
No commentator
cursing.
They're hiding from the cameras. That's the trick.
That's the strat. Hide from the commentators. Oh, so here we go. So Dragon is still currently holding that lead at the moment. Kid not too far behind this game.
I've noticed Dragon and Gravy tagging each other quite a bit, so they're in the same area.
Shifter hanging further down the bottom at the moment, but in fairness, they weren't doing incredibly well at the very beginning of the last game, of the previous one, but then they did just start rocketing.
I do think Shifter tends to hang back a bit, wait for fights to break out, and then sweep in behind. So yeah, they'll get these runs. I couldn't tell if just a massive amount of people were on the mez just then, or if that was the camera lagging. But
I think it may have been the camera lagging. We've got a ref with 4 hands.
It has come back to blue. I've noticed Shaz has moved away from green as Shifter's moving through green.
There we go. The camera's just trying to catch up a little.
Still have no idea where Dragon is.
Yeah, I think
Dragon. You just do Dragon things.
I think one of the really big benefits of blue is the fact that the switch between the front and back door is a lot quicker than a green.
Yeah.
And same with red. And with those pockets, you can pull back into them to protect yourself from the other door.
I did see Spider have a massive game where he just held the back pocket of red for a solo game. People ran at him.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Basilisk back up again, 2700. Pendragon, Sawdust. So it's a different game this time, and I think a lot of the action has moved away from where it was before.
Oh no, absolutely.
Yeah, Shaz has fallen off a bit. This might be a drop game. Ems is a little bit lower than I would expect. Shifters, yeah, you like exactly what you said. Shifters making her way up.
Yeah,
now
Shifter starts to rocket up a little bit. We started talking about her, so maybe she'll start dropping. There's Jet.
Maybe we shouldn't talk about them otherwise. Actually, Shifter's doing the spider thing in back pocket of
red.
Red.
I feel like the pillar there is also nice to play around because it's very quick to move around and quickly cover yourself from stuff.
I think,
but if they do a wide lunge,
I think get a lot of movement around red because you can chill in the pocket and shoot at the doors, and then you can sweep all the way around the base, pick them up, get back in the base.
Yeah,
if there's traffic, I think that works pretty well.
I say, especially when you're just running through. As long as people don't get too much in the way, it's usually pretty good. I say especially that back area can get a little bit congested sometimes.
Dragon is maintaining her lead, but Basilisk is hot on her heels. Gravy has moved up. Sawdust still in third. So yeah, it's quite a bit closer this game than we saw previously. There is still 3 minutes, but there is a gap there. So only 300 points between first and second, but then a 400 point drop off from second to third. Do you feel like this is a lower scoring game than what we saw?
I think it's a lot closer of a game.
Yeah.
It is a bit more lower scoring, but we're seeing a lot more
big discrepancy
than we were seeing in the last one.
Member leveled up.
Yeah, there was some massive gaps from top to bottom. So yeah, I think we are finding that as people are picking up on it, it's averaging out a bit. It's a bit more even.
Slight average out.
Oh,
trying to get a K ahead currently.
Mad Pup
and
got 8.
Mad Pup getting a term. Oh no.
Actually, yeah, I forgot because there were a couple of terms. The first one that did skew the overall.
That is true, actually. Good remembering. Much better memory than myself. So here we go. So we have Shifter and Basilisk. They're probably going to be switching a bit. Arden's still pretty close behind that one as well. Gravy doing pretty well. Dragon is just absolutely pulling ahead here at the moment.
Ems has actually made a run just then, popping up into 5th.
Let's go, Ems.
But yeah, you're exactly right. Shifter's just been making her way up the ladder.
Making my way up the ladder. Walking fast. Shooting places and I'm homebound.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Copyright.
Oh no. Look at that. Actually, Dragon, look at that tear. There's now a K.
Dang.
What was it, 300 points before? Now a K ahead of second. So
2 minutes left though, and it is a solos-esque game, so we're probably going to be seeing, hopefully, maybe a bit more upset.
Do you reckon Dragon pushed Innie out of her spot?
I wouldn't be surprised because Innie is still doing somewhat pretty well.
Innie's doing fine, but yeah, not the slammer of a game she had before.
The absolute deadly game. Innie was just showing everybody where the best spot to play was in the last game. But
Yeah.
again, if she doesn't score like as close or slightly higher than her previous game, it means that she drops that one. That could be kind of
I do think that could be a drop game, but it does mean that if she gets another at least good game, she gets to keep that one. So
I'm really liking Shania on A7 photo still. I say it will change. It's just hard to change when everything's still up on the scoreboard. But it's absolutely fantastic so far. Again, like the cameras don't tend to capture the whole arena, so we are seeing games happening outside of the traditional spots.
M seems to have like given up control of the mez. I have noticed, I think M's eventually goes out. There's not enough points here, moves, and Basilisk takes over, and I think that is working pretty well for Basilisk because
it's
a good
very
score.
Working very well.
Top 3. Shifter is is closing the gap between.
I can see Jet is feeling a little tired. Just a casual walk up, just going. It's a lot of running to be doing, and it can be very hectic, and it can very much like numb your brain a bit when you're trying to think about a million things.
Whenever I play solos, if I know I'm on like 2 lives, I'll start to like wander towards the reload.
Yeah, you're
and
just like
play near the reload until I have to reload, so I don't have to run for one.
Instead of being like I'm at the other end of the arena.
Or you just set up near a reload, and that's where you stay the whole time.
Do you remember playing Bendigo with the one reloader in the middle?
Yeah, the roundabout rules.
Let's go.
So Shifted started to close the gap between themselves and Dragon. It's still 600 points. I think this will be like Dragon's top drop game. Great.
We are seeing Pendragon playing just outside of red.
Oh no,
that thing and
Kit.
Term against Kit. Oh no.
Kit was having a really good start of a game, and I think the action just moved away from her.
Yeah, I would say so. I was about to say it's been a little bit of a.
I have noticed. So Gravy is doing some laps, particularly around green, and that was what she did in solos.
Yeah.
And she pulled herself back up.
Oh, Shifter tried. She was so close.
That was she closed a huge gap because it's now down to a singular tag, and it finished the game on fire. So
that's sick. Actually, that's actually incredibly well done.
Dragon was one of our picks, took out first place. Shift was one of our picks, took out second. Gravy one of our picks, took out third. So I think we're doing pretty well.
Basilisk going absolutely crazy. Let's go.
Basilisk, like only 2 games, but she's been really consistent. So
she's been consistently good. So I think she definitely has a chance here to. If she keeps up this consistency, she can do pretty good.
Consistency is key. You just can't have 2 drop games.
And yes, as you can notice, there isn't like a huge amount of players and women's this year, so we don't have separate draws. It's all 5 games back to back.
I think this is actually more than last year. I think it was. So. I think it was just Hobart was a particularly large year, and that was the first time we had to do the
Hobart with that size of an arena as well. I think
Sunny Coast as well. We had to do the qualifier games before the final series because I think there was quite a few last Sunny Coast.
That's pretty crazy, actually. I must say, so we've got some.
I am just writing down some scores quickly, guys, so we can keep track.
I also do love looking at some of these player photos. They're pretty cool. M's just, huh? What's going on?
All of Inferno made funny faces, and I'm like, guys, like, look how lovely Innie looks. You could look great too.
I believe.
Zagorize
is fantastic.
I don't know if anybody got to really see them, but at Worlds, when we did our individual player photos, we got our player photos, and then they said, make a face like you just denied somebody. And I know Wax did the womp womp kind of thing.
Yeah.
And we didn't sort of know at the time, but at Worlds they tried a thing when we did a replay. The person who denied somebody or got the base got their cool photo up. And I don't know if anybody saw Mantis's, but it was my favorite photo I've ever seen of anybody because she looked like she jumped and looked like she was falling. She was and her hair was going. It was the best thing I've ever seen in my life. And I was commentating when it first came up, and I had to step away. It was.
That's so good.
It's a shame Mantis isn't here as well.
I miss Mantis.
I know.
Mantis is great.
I'm
happy with Sega though. Sega's good.
I'm missing a lot of Hobart this year. It's a shame that we don't get them, but yeah, Mantis is such a driving force, I think, of that team in terms of even just morale. She makes it fun to play against them. Not that they're not fun to play against them.
Escape Vikings on here.
I miss the Vikings. I love playing against the Vikings.
Vikings were fantastic.
They are a team I really like playing against.
I'll say this is actually.
It's super hard to call now because with drop games, theoretically every game we've seen now could be dropped.
It's all about making sure that we actually have those correct numbers.
Hopefully,
it's okay, cool. This one's looking like a drop game, but then again, if they have several okay games and then one super good game, then the super good game going can really mess them up. So that's why you're like, I need to have 2 super good games. I need to take one game really casually and then do really well in the other 2.
The next game will be like the most telling because it'll be the first time we know what game they're keeping.
Oh,
we have seen Ghibli's had 2 average games. As long as she has 2 good games, she can definitely bring it back.
yeah.
I think Shaz had a slightly worse game this time. Same. Anybody can have 2 good games and bring it back. So Innie had a massive one and then an okay one, but I think it's that consistency. So Basilisk and Ems and Gravy fairly consistent, but I think Dragon and Shifter are definitely like in the top end right now. Pendragon as well, I think, could creep up there because we can't see where the good players are. It's hard to tell if they're
commentate on them, damn it.
Well, it's more like it's hard to tell. Are they getting pushed out of it? Are they deciding there's no action there? Are they bored?
Well, chatting with when I was commentating with Snake yesterday for like the beginning of solos, I think it really is a lot of the players happening between the red and green like maze jungle area as well as that Snake area that you were mentioning before. Because again, they're very good for brawly areas, and the mez is fantastic. But it sometimes does leave you pretty exposed if you get 2 tunnel vision trying to shoot over into like those areas where they can't shoot you.
You're also very exposed, so you can accidentally end up on like a 3 or 4 DX streak, and then that starts to cost you.
Yeah,
I am noticing this game. There's less like crazy tag ratios. Like Shifter's got the best one on 143, and I'm pretty sure Innie's was something crazy like in the like upper end, like just under 200 or just over 200.
It was pretty insane.
So I think nobody got left alone this game. Nobody just got left to like farm.
I'd say there would have been a lot more movement, and as you said, there is very much the possibility that Dragon had pushed Innie out of this one.
Yeah.
Innie still had a fantastic game, not quite as crazy as the first one, but if they continually just get these consistency scores up, as Grub showed us in Law, if you're consistent, 2-3-0-3,
consistency is key.
2-3-0-3, you won.
Consistency is key. I have just noticed that they've removed Fuggins' photo, so
yes, there we go.
Back to correct player photos. I'm liking the backgrounds this year.
I'm actually really liking the backgrounds, like the last little
little fade and
little dotty. I can't remember the name of the artist whose style it is. I did art at school. How do I not remember?
I know nothing.
Can't remember the artist's name, but I know that it was Andy Warhol. Andy Warhol? No, that's just completely wrong. Everyone's going to clown me for that one.
I don't know if you were here for Solos finals last night, but I remember we were watching it from the back corner. And after game 2, we saw, the traditional Wax getting walked to the bathroom with a towel over his head.
Yeah. So, yeah, absolutely. We're going to see, I'm about to say, it is interesting because some players, from what I notice, you tend to get to like the last 2-3 games and you can tell when some players have just pushed it real hard in the first 2.
Yeah.
So it will be interesting to see whether they have like pushed a little too hard and maybe they're just like going to be kind of tired for these ones.
I think this will be, so I find game 3 is one of the more interesting ones because some people feel like it's their last chance to have a good game and stay in it. Some people are just trying to maintain. And then by 4 and 5, you can see some players that know they're out. And they start to play a little bit differently. So this will be a big one in terms of like how interesting it is, and I think by how much it influences the final score. I think with this one, and then it'll be the last one.
Oh, absolutely.
As we saw in Solos finals.
Solos finals, let's go crazy.
Solos finals was wild.
But again, some of these terms, and this won't account for any after games that are also on there.
Yeah.
So sometimes even when we're accounting for it and we're trying to do that, sometimes it can just change and we're like, oh my gosh.
We don't know the exact final scores. I do know in solos they like solo styles they try not to do after games unless they absolutely have to because it's the actual time you are deactivated affects a solos game a lot more. Also, in solos it's 500 point loss for a term, not 1,000.
Yes.
So it's not as harsh as teams.
If it was
obviously
1,000, it would just
you wouldn't be able to
knock somebody's game.
But a red button is still 2,000.
Look at all the people in blue.
Yeah, red button is still 2,000.
I think everybody's gathering in blue.
Party over
Oh my gosh, I think they all decided before the game they're going to start in blue.
Shifter just broke a rule.
How brilliant. Hello, everybody.
Hi,
Hello.
Gus looks thrilled.
This is the community. Gus is like, I can't wait to try and watch all of these players. Disperse. They're all dispersing now.
Stunk.
That's fair.
There is going to be a showdown in blue, so.
Oh, absolutely.
Get ready. Go.
I think Shaz is feeling pretty confident. As I say that, one of the first people to
Zygorizer comes out unscathed.
M's up on the mez again straight away.
It's probably a good time to be up there because She knows that there's more action not there. She can take control. Dragon again. So look, Dragon's off to a wild start. No idea. I wonder. Backdoor green. Have I seen a player do well on a camera?
That's crazy.
I'm pretty sure I saw a backdoor green. No,
Yeah.
So that was Gravy, but she ran towards red.
I reckon the game is happening between like red and green.
Can I see who she's tagging? M's having a good go on the mess.
Having a wonderful time.
I think Basilisk might be able to sneak in here.
Let's go, Basilisk. Come on. Let's go, Tally. Legendary. All right, so we are seeing a bit of. I must say, it is still, again, it's pretty early on in the game, so it's hard to say it straight away. But like, there is a little bit of closeness between a lot of the lower spots. Basilisk currently a little bit more ahead. Having a good game so far. Where are they playing?
So,
handle the table.
Basilisk was on the mez, but it just, like, Basilisk is still there. You just off camera.
Just on the ramp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have seen Shifter and Dragon, I think, are between, like you said, that green and red. Yeah. I'm just seeing glimpses of them. I'm trying to identify people by, like, their foot.
You're seeing like a ponytail, or you're seeing like a.
I'm seeing an elbow and being like, "Is that Dragon?
Whose elbow is that?" I've studied everyone's elbows for this. This is what we study as commentators: people's elbows, so we can see them at the corner of our eyes. Shifter doing a little.
Pendragon's having a rough start for this one because they've always been fairly up there. Shifters and Dragon are tied right now. Who are they tagging? Is the question.
So big yawn.
Shifter got Jet.
Very late last night. Shifter, Dragon, Basilisk having a bit of a switcheroo up the top there. M's not too far behind though. Neither is Arden. Arden's having a decent game.
Ghibli's trying to take the mez at the moment. I haven't seen her up there very much. And is that Shaz in red? Yes.
Yes, that is Shaz in red. My favorite is trying to base it off like the hair color to make sure, but then because of all the lighting in the bases, it's like I'm not sure.
You kind of have to go off of like how they move a bit because everybody moves slightly differently. I did see Innie just go through red. How's Innie going? Okay game.
He's doing all right.
I wonder if Innie knows how good her first game was. Ems is having a good game this one.
I think a lot of the time you can come out of a game and feel pretty confident because you go like, I didn't get tagged that much. Or like, I feel like I got a lot of tags that game.
Ems actually having a better game not spending all her time on the Mets. Like she's coming up, getting some tags, then ducking off.
As I was saying that, I was waiting for her to start coming off the mez.
She's on the mez now, but she is spending some time. But I saw her; she's ducking off towards green, shooting some stuff, coming back. So I actually think if you're at the bottom of the ramp, just shooting up, you might do better because there's so many people up there right now.
Yeah. I was about to say there will be like a lot of people up there, and it would be pretty good to just sort of, as you said, pop your head up down from those ramps. A lot of games still happening at blue here.
I still have no idea where Dragon is. Dragon is eluding me.
Dragon knows we're trying to find them.
Let us, commentator, curse you, Dragon.
Oh, this is the power of my commentary.
Just trying to see if every now and then a gun comes out of that blue snake, but I'm not. Party on the mez right now. I think it's the busiest we've seen it.
I bet it's probably it is definitely the busiest we've seen it in the last 2 bits for that long.
I think
realized, we've seen a lot of people coming.
I'm trying to think. Who do you think the tallest person in there is? Basilisk or Shifter? Pendragon's got some reach.
I think it's Basilisk.
Because I think, like, the mez is a bit safer because normally you have some, like, lanky boy.
I know it's not Jet.
Shooting down on you, and I think nobody can make some of those shots in here, so it's actually a bit smart to be up there.
Who do we think is the shortest in the arena? Jet.
Jet? Kit's pretty small, but I don't know if she's short. She's just small.
Arden is a little bit.
Kit is really hard to shoot sometimes because she's so small.
Yeah. I get that. There's a few players that are
Shaz can make herself small as well. So Basilisk up there again. Innie's taking the lead. Got a bit of a.
Has Innie pushed Dragon back out of Innie's initial spot?
So I do think Innie, Shifter, Dragon, Basilisk are like the top 3 or top 4. Sorry, I said 4 people. Gravy is up there as well if she can bring it back.
Ems is doing pretty well.
Ems is in like the vicinity, but not quite in that pack.
Yeah, I about to say they're pretty close to being able to like be kicked out of those spots. So we are getting a lot of people coming through and being able to do that.
This is game 4. This is game 3. So game 3 of 5. Drop your best, drop your worst, which is why it's hard to tell. I think Mara tried to make an 8 game streak.
Here we go. Sorry, we're getting the chat back now. We did not realize it wasn't updating with the live stuff, so give us a moment. We'll get some of the support in the chat. Let's go. I say we're seeing
I think it's
we're seeing
definitely.
a rifleman hold up the top of the Bears.
I think it's definitely going to be a drop game for Pendragon. Like they've been in, like the top 7 the other games, but yeah, just having a rough one.
Morris saying is Pendragon Dragons pen pal. I actually like that. That's funny.
I still get a giggle every time I remember that Dragon is on the Dragons.
Dragons.
Dragon
Dragons,
is on the Dragons.
Dragons. Which way is it though? Is it Dragons Dragon or is it Dragons?
Dragon?
Chat can decide. Chat can say it's definitely us having a word vomit.
Innie's got a 700 point gap between first and
second. Chifley and Shifted did the exact same drop hole. They both were just holding up the top and then both went and dropped down to shoot each other and shot each other and did a double.
Well, I think Chifley actually won that, which is odd because Shifter's arms are longer.
Ghibli is just the goat. Ghibli's crazy. All right, so we are seeing Innie pulling away here a little bit.
Where are you, Innie?
Obviously playing in those non-commentator curse spots.
Well done.
Arden's having a good game.
Arden
up in 5th. Gravy's doing what she does every game and like moving her way up. Bit of a gap this time though. There's only a minute to go, so I don't think Gravy's going to crack top 3 for this one unless she goes on a real tear.
But she could really hold that 4th spot.
Innie has another 6k, which means she only drops 1 of her 6k games.
That's pretty crazy.
Like Innie's like really in with a shot as long as she doesn't like, you know, really drop her other 2 games.
Innie as a first-year rookie, first side event trophy, and
Innie, like,
I believe in Innie.
Innie's got like the perfect, I guess, like skill set and body shape for this. Yeah, she just ran out of the stake.
We know where the game is happening. We know it's outside of blue.
Because she's small and fast and she's got a lot of reach.
And again, I think it's just actually a fantastic spot to go down there with the mirror and just quickly get a couple of reflex onto the mez.
Benson has just informed us that Base Tip was updated with solos and today's round robin game. So if anybody's worried about their fantasy, you can go double check it.
I already gave up on my
I think
fantasy.
I made poor choices.
I think I made a couple of good choices and then some pretty poor ones.
I put a lot of faith in Wax.
Game over.
I put a lot of faith in Husky and now he's sick. And I'm like, oh no. Still doing crazy.
Innie had a 6-9.
That's crazy.
That will get dropped, but that does mean she gets to keep the 6-5
Innie
game one.
54 to 28.
She must have like gotten that spot uncontested and just silently destroyed everybody.
Innie is a K ahead of Shifter and Shifter is 700 points ahead of Dragon.
As long as so Innie had a 6-5, a 3-8, and a 6-9. So she drops the 6-9. If she can drop the 3-8 and have 2 like 4K games, I think she's like really up there. As long as she doesn't get anything lower than a 6-8. Oh, sorry, a 3-8.
Right, I think you just need to unleash Innie in the arena and just let her do her thing because this is crazy.
Innie's too good in a base to unleash. Like, you will not like get past Innie without like numbers. Like,
that's okay. I'll just put I'll just baseline, not baseline breach. I'll half-height breach again. Oh, that was so bad in that other game. I came in too fast through backdoor of green of the back of my pack, whatever. I went and I heard saw the line. I went, oh no.
Innie
is
in juniors as well. So Innie can get 2 trophies today.
And we're doing the same as last year with like Masters Juniors. So it's Masters Junior, Master Junior. That way it gives a little bit of time to have a break.
And unfortunately, Innie can't be a Masters and Juniors. So
that would be great. I'm 35 and I qualify for Masters, but I've never played Juniors, so they're letting me play. Qualify for either yet.
We have a lot of like middle of the pack, which means like in terms of like jostling for top 10, there's a lot of wiggle room.
It still is for most people anyone's game. As to like getting into that next round.
Yeah, two games is enough to change it entirely. So like nobody's out of it, nobody's in it. I just think that some people have a better chance. M's, that's one of her lower games, but she's again that consistency is there.
Oh, absolutely.
If she can get 2 like 5Ks, there's a chance.
Gravy just managed to drop that 4th there, but I'm just coming in clutch with.
Well, Gravy's actually one of the.
Coming out to have a quick break, so we can't talk about the scores too much.
I'm actually going to mute us just so we aren't. So we'll be back soon, guys.
Yeah, cool. We're back.
Okay, guys. Yeah, we just had there was a quick bathroom break, so we had to go dark, so we didn't accidentally reveal anything.
Reveal any secrets, like shooting stuff and not dying. That's the key.
So I had a quick look through. I think there's a few drop games in that last game. So Pendragon, I think that's a drop game.
I think that's
Basilisk, I think that's a drop game.
Jets drop game.
Jets.
That is, yes.
Yeah, that's just Jets drop game.
Why do they don't do worse than that?
Arden had a really good game. Again, potentially a drop game, but if she can have another one or two, it might bump her up into contention. But I think any Shifter Dragon are like, and Gravy, there are like top 4. And I think there's some jostling.
Ones that we're pretty much guaranteed, unless they absolutely throw in these 2 games, I don't think they're getting kicked out.
Because Indy gets to keep her, what was it, a 6-5? Yeah, Indy gets to keep her 6-5 now, which means as long as she doesn't really do poorly.
Everybody just wants to hang out with Gus, apparently.
Gus is the man. Gus is the dude.
He's the dude. He's that guy.
I wonder, because Gus is reffing on the mez, could you?
Oh, hello, Hams.
Could you reflect somebody on the mez off of the side of Gus's head?
I believe. I mean, now he's got 2.
Actually, I think it's the wrong angle. He's up too high.
He's up too high.
And we're off and running.
Here we go. If I say a little bit more stuff going on, more so around green than blue. As I say that, we're seeing a little bit more blue action here. I'll see Artemis run through there now. Shaz taking that faithful 7. Red being somewhat quiet, which I think is interesting because in solos we saw a lot of movement around.
Red was popping off in solos. Rat, yep. So this is game 4 of 5. So there's this one and one more.
I think there's a lot more spread out. I think there's a lot more zones that like people are playing in, as opposed to just like a main group that's
they're not
moving
congregating
around
in the corner. But I do think we're seeing a lot more movement from players. It could have something to do with the numbers. A lot of the solos games had like 15. And this is 18. I think 18 is actually a really good number for solos.
I think it's like something to do with like women's just isn't as aggressive of a we're all playing in this sort of area. You're gonna see most of the gameplay in a couple of outsiders. You mostly see like there's a lot of people around. Everybody's trying to avoid getting shot, but then also still having that advantage to be able to like take spots like 7 as Shaz was doing, or in front of back pock, or even in that mez and get those good shots.
Ems and Arden off and running with this one. Arden
Let's
8
go.
for 3, Ems for 10 for 3. I wonder where Ems is.
Shaz, what a big stretch.
It's the first time I haven't seen Ems try and take the ramp super early. So I think
Seems to be working for them.
Well, I'm wondering if she has taken the sweet spot. We shall see. Because Basilisk has the mez uncontested at the moment.
Is that kid up the top there?
Basilisk and is that Artem? That's not Kit.
That's not Artemis.
It's Mad Pup.
Mad Pup.
Mad Pup. I reckon that's an old jersey.
And I was just like, that looks like a player I've seen before, but I don't know who.
Yeah, there's a very old Raptors jersey I think that she's wearing. I've just recognized.
Fair. We're seeing Jet set up in that front pocket of blue and then doubling with Sawdust there.
So I think Gypsy is somebody who we expect to be up there. I think she needs a massive one to like bring it back in. Pendragon also can't afford another drop. So they're on the cusp. Yeah. Actually, Dragon sort of like disappeared on us. Oh no, Dragon still had a good game. I have not seen Dragon on the cameras this entire time. Where are you? What are you doing?
Snake hit blue, I reckon.
Well, so at the moment we've got M, Shifter, Basilisk, Innie in that top 4. So M is having a good game. This unfortunately might be her big drop game, but she needs one more. Zyga Rise is now back up on the rep. Actually, was that I feel like I just saw Innie's arms. Not Innie.
I saw Innie's elbow again. I think you might be right. Still in that snake a little bit.
And I think I like Ems is actually just off camera on the mez there. So that there she is.
Basilisk's going crazy right now.
Basilisk has been kind of given control of the ramp, which is working out for both Basilisk and Ems, where instead of fighting each other, they've split and can get more points. As I said, that Ems is now on the mez.
Yeah, we said it out loud.
Ems wants to be in the action.
Sorry guys, we commented on a player playing. That's our bad. I say a lot of stuff, very congregated up in that mez at the moment. A lot of congestion happening here.
With the current maze lights, Kit's hair is so distinguished. Like it's so easy to tell where
who's
Kit
Kit.
is.
It's just, I was like, we're seeing. I was about to say we're not seeing too much happening at bases.
Basilisk has a 700 point gap now between first and second. So on a real tear there. Let's look here. So 26 for 19 Basilisk, M's 21 for 13. Dragon also 21 for 19. So those three are getting bulk tags. As I said, that Shifter's also on 20, Arden's on 19. It's actually a lot closer than I thought once you actually look at tags.
People are starting to notice the fact that Shaz has mostly been playing around blue in these games. And I think it's coming back to bite her a bit because we are seeing a lot more players not necessarily target her, but they are starting to realize that's probably a good spot for them to try.
Well, I don't actually think inside the base is the spot to be in for long periods of time.
Not for long periods, no.
I think between the bases is where most of the action is, and I think, yeah, Shaz is probably committing a little too much to brawling in a base, but I understand why. She's very good at that. She's trying to use the skills that she has to...
There's Jet in red. Probably the most action we've seen in red in most of these games.
Jet is, like, looking for people. Like, that's how quiet it is. See how long it takes for her to tag
If you're
somebody.
playing a solos type game and you have to try and look for people around where you are, you're in the wrong spot.
Basilisk was just got a dominating shifter card, so...
Basilisk is just dominating.
That's a K. Wow, Basilisk is on fire. Like, absolutely killing it.
How'd they do in the previous games?
Good, like, they're up there. 4-1, 4-4, 3-3 was the drop. So this will be their potentially top drop.
Possibly, yeah, their top one that they drop.
Where's Innie? Innie's still doing fine. She's dominating Stonk. But Basilisk is, like, killing it up on the mez.
Going absolutely crazy right now.
I do think some of the stronger players have moved away from the mez. Innie just ran out of the snake. Okay, I know where you are, Innie.
I've seen you now.
I've seen what you're doing.
Good eyes.
A lot of the stronger players, I think, this game have moved to sort of the blue to red push, like towards the back of the arena.
Basilisk is really liking that ramp.
And that's the thing where I think Basilisk has been gifted it. So everybody's fighting sort of towards the other side, not realizing that there are some points to be gotten from the mez, and it's somewhat uncontested.
I was say, and being also having the advantage of being one of the taller, if not the tallest player in this arena currently.
I think definitely the tallest. It'd be about reach, right? I know Pendragon has quite long arms. If she goes like that,
Yeah.
she get a higher reach.
She's got
but-
the wingspan.
I'm trying to see-
Pendragon isn't too far out of it.
So
it is about 4 tags, but she's been playing pretty close to the top.
So Basilisk has highest tags and most time spent on fire, but Ems has the highest tag streak and tag ratio. So I think Ems is having a good game and not dying, but Basilisk just has like action.
Yeah.
And I'm just waiting to see. I'm just sitting on the scoreboard for I want to see if anybody's like dominating or chain tagging because Gravy just got a 4 chain tag. Is that a 5? That's a 5. Is that a 6? No, it got tagged.
Sawdust in that 10th spot. Let's go, Sawdust. I believe.
Sawdust had a good game. Where was it?
I love
Yeah,
your
it's
little
game
notes. They're
2.
good. Hey, you say 8-2?
Game 2.
Oh, I thought you said 8-2. I was like, how did I miss
8-2
that?
would be wild, but okay, there's a minute to go. Basilisk is on 6k. So Basilisk is not, there's a giant gap there.
A massive gap. I think there's
Ems has got
a minute left. I think Basilisk has the first for this one.
Ems has done what I said she needed to do and gotten a good game here. She has another one. Gravy up there, Dragon up there. I think Shifter's having a drop game.
Shifter's having a drop
this is
game.
a drop
This
game
could
for
be.
Shifter.
This could just be like, and knowing Shifter with the game sense, she's probably noticed the fact that it's kind of like an iffy game, and is maybe just trying to take a breath, not maybe be as aggressive here.
Yeah, I haven't seen them on the cameras much. Innie's like up there. Oh, as I said that. Innie's up there, but like not a massive game, but that's perfectly good for Innie. That's all Innie needs. And we're seeing Zygaraiza and Ghibli have decent games. Arden's up there again. I think we're going to see a lot of shuffling
Is that
from...
Innie there?
Yes.
Yes, in blue.
I think we're going to see a lot of shuffling in that, like, 5th to 10th sort of range in these last couple of games.
I'm going to say there'll be one more game after this one. And then Innie's been hiding from us on the cameras, so it's quite hard to find her.
I know where she is. She's in
We
the
know
blue
where she
snake.
is now.
Basilisk 6-7.
Holy cow.
Massive game.
Now, how about the
That'll
rest?
be a drop. Well, if she
Provided that she doesn't do better in this next one, that'll be a drop.
drop that one and drop the 3-3, she's got a 4-1 and a 4-4, which is a nice consistent
Pretty
sort of thing. But Dragon, I think, has been very consistent. Gravy's been very consistent. That Ems needed that big game.
MC, yeah, big game. And Innie, is this the lowest Innie score? No.
Innie will keep that score.
Innie
Innie
will
had a
keep
bad one game 2, so Innie's got a 6-5 and a 4, which averages out to 5 something. So Innie's in this. We say this every time. It's going to come down to the last game, of course.
I think there's a few people that we can
pretty
much guarantee are getting through. Pretty much. 80% certain.
Well, yeah, Shifter will drop that one. I think
Basils having 55 to 38 AM. Also just having 55 tags.
it was a massive game.
Absolutely massive.
And I
Em's having the 44 to 26 though.
I think she did a good job of just dominating that mez and then shooing people away and then getting it for free.
Oh yeah.
How's normally on timing? Like, would you know?
Who's that? Sorry.
Basilisk is a WA player. Like, how do they feel about the
pretty
timing?
good. Basilisk is WA player, also known as the High Hold Warrior. Especially on like our system on playing on Laser Force. High holds are insanely good.
Yeah.
But yeah, she actually is a pretty decent player back home.
But like in terms of adapting to H Pro, do they really struggle with the timing change, or are they pretty good at picking it up?
I think pretty good with picking it up.
Yeah, it looks
I think
like it.
Having played on H2 previously, because their first year was Paradox, which was Hobart.
Yeah.
And that was playing H2. So this is her first time actually properly playing with H Pro, as opposed to just like weird time zone training at home.
Do you feel like Laser Force is closer in terms of timing to H Pro or H2?
I think with the way we've set up Gen 7, with the way Gaz has done it for the home site, I would say H Pro.
That makes sense.
I think in terms of like pack to pack, H2, because the phaser is very similar to our Gen 7 Laser Force ones.
Because you guys have barrel sensors, right?
We do have barrel sensors,
Yeah.
yes. What I found hilarious that got brought up when we had a clash was the fact that all the Eastern states were like, oh, why do you have like a muzzle flash when you pull the trigger? And none of us have really noticed it before. So we disabled it and nobody really noticed until it was pointed out. And we're like, oh, yeah, it's not happening anymore.
To be fair, I think like H Pro has kind of like a muzzle flash. It's just a bit more subtle, or like you don't notice it.
It is a lot more subtle than Laser Force. Sorry, I'm just absolutely losing it at this Basilisk game. It's crazy. Yeah,
So,
I think we've got some pretty crazy. I think the way I've also always described it is the change over from Laser Force to Zone is a lot easier than Zone to Laser Force.
Yeah.
No barrel sensor on Gen 7. On Gen 8 there is. On Gen 7 there isn't.
So I'm just doing some quick math in my head. I think Shifter and Dragon are in the top 2 positions.
Mhm.
And then I think Gravy is just in 3rd, Basilisk just in 4th. Obviously, going into this game, that can all change.
Yeah.
But I think if Ems gets a really big game, she can pull herself back in. If
I believe.
where does Innie go, actually? I might be wrong here.
He was in 6th that game.
Actually, no, I think Innie's in 3rd. She could even be in 1st, 2nd. So I think it's Dragon, Shifter, Innie in the top 3. What are barrel sensors? So H2 and Laser Force. So at the moment with the H Pro, the very top of the gun is what can get hit, like the clear plastics. But the actual, like where the IR comes out, has a sensor for H2. So you can hit somebody straight down the barrel of the gun.
So basically down that gun barrel dom. Like if you like for...
So basically anytime you shoot somebody, you can be shot. There's no way to cover it. So it makes for like a lot more dynamic play. So if you're holding a base and I shoot somebody, they can double me right up the gun. So it makes it a lot more. I love it. I think it's super fun to play.
I think it's pretty good. I think it just makes it so you're not just sitting there with your gun like ready, like with H Pro. Because even when we were doing some like drill stuff, we were showing Jet the fact that you can really set up like on backdoor of red and just have it ready, and then all you have to do is pull the trigger. You don't really have to aim because you're firing from a certain angle that you just hit somebody coming through the back door.
You have to be a lot smarter with your movements. You have to pick your shots. Like I think it actually brings a lot to the game. I love H2. I mean I like H Pro because I'm like I have it. I'm good at it, but I love H2.
Sure, it is 2. It is the number 2.
Apparently, I've heard rumors that Nickel might try and run Canberra on H3.
That'd be kind of sick. There's Artemis, the only person in the arena waving at us. Oh yeah, let's go.
The camera's just gonna refresh.
Yeah, I think we just need a refresh on the arena on the Mez cam.
I love seeing like the little still of the refs meeting between games.
Little ref chat. Mini ref chat. Right, so we are seeing Pendragon starting to get ready in that green.
There we go. They're all in the mez.
I will be honest, get shot in the gun with or without. Thank you. Gazza and I have a thing at home where Gazza has to go. I need to get my one game like phaser tag on deck. And every time he manages to get one on me, I'm like, I swear I was trying not to do it. He's just like, get better.
Are you? I have noticed, and I think it's a lot of players that don't come from sites that have H Pro.
Yeah.
But There's the holding the like gun barrel and just having your finger on the sensor, and then there's the holding the bar. Are you a bar holder or a finger
Get
sensor?
ready.
I'm a
Go.
freak. I'm a freak, and I do the live long and prosper hold, which is you're like, what are you doing?
What?
I split my fingers like this, and then these fingers go around the sensor, and then that one goes around the back. So I hold it like that. So when I turn, I do this.
We're gonna have to talk about that. Gravy's up to a good start with this one.
It's like, oh, that's the worst thing I've ever seen.
Well, I don't even understand. Ems is sliding herself up for that big game I said she needed. She's already 6 for 2 and on fire. Gravy 7 for 3. Shifter's off to a good start. Innie's had a slightly slow start. Basilisk had a slightly slow start. As I'm saying this, it's 60 seconds into this game and means basically nothing. Oh, the mez is clear.
What the heck?
Tactic does not represent WF's funky holds. We do not claim him. He does not speak for me.
we have disowned him.
Because
We are shunned.
we do the split on the backhand, not the front hand. I don't know how you're splitting your front hand.
Like that.
That's how you get your Helios callus.
I do like.
Oh no!
I do sometimes find I default to that. Jet, no.
No Jet.
Mom, what did you do? I do find I also still do like the finger hold as well.
Because I do find the bar hold gets hit in the gun a bit more. I think it just allows that shot through just slightly. Oh, heck, Shifter. Where did Shifter come out of? Oh my god, Shifter.
Shifter.
14 for 4.
Oh. Shifter, what the heck?
Stop.
Stop it. They're already dead.
60
Calm
for
down.
5. Ah, no.
There's more game to play.
They got tagged. Okay, Shifter wants this trophy. Shifter wants to win.
Shifters after people.
Shifter has been unleashed.
Now remind me, so this is going to be the drop one, and then the people who get, and then there's the
So, as long as...
top 10?
What do you mean?
Like, who gets through in terms of
Everybody's through. This is a final series.
Sorry, my brain. Yeah.
So yeah, we
I'm so bad.
only do that system if we have more than 20 players.
Yeah.
Under 20 players, it's just get in there and play.
I think last time.
So everybody's in.
Yeah.
It's more about like getting a trophy or hitting top 10. So
There we go.
Shifter, Dragon, Innie are our current top 3, I believe, with Gravy and M's like hot on their heels.
And Basilisk is doing pretty well.
Oh yeah, sorry. Basilisk is also so there's like I've confused myself. Gravy Shifter, no, forget me.
Do not perceive me, please.
Tactic broke my brain.
I'm sorry. Okay, you're still thinking about the list.
Shifter, Dragon, Innie, current top 3. Very close next 3 is Gravy, Ems, and Basilisk. That was what I was thinking of.
That's pretty good. I'm breaking people's brains.
I'm still trying to figure out how you split in your hand.
Yeah, it was just so messed.
As I said, like Shifter 27 for 9. Is Shifter in the snake? Where are you, Shifter?
I think Shifter maybe has kicked Innie out of that snake spot. Innie having a bit of a slow start.
Shifter's in blue right now. So I think Shifter... Oh, Shifter was in the connector. Shifter was in the connector.
The connector. That's actually really good.
That was where, like, Stalker, like, did really well in solos.
Member leveled up.
So...
Well
Shifter's
done.
like,
30
if
for
Stalker can do
11.
it. Good comms.
I'm being honest, I think... Short of Shifter dying at this very moment and not shooting anybody else, I think Shifter might have it. I don't want to curse them, but...
Shifter wants this.
Because
So bad.
Shifter has already outscored their lower drop game. With
That's
4
pretty
minutes to
good.
go. So...
Come on, man. Unless they just like stop playing and just like stand
They'd
there
have
and
to
reload
fall
for 3
over
shots.
and die right now.
They need to get termed 3 times.
Oh, yeah, actually.
Ejected from the arena.
We do not know after game terms, so our numbers could be out, but I'm doubtful that there are that many.
Yeah, as you mentioned, we want to avoid doing after games
Yeah.
as much as possible in these types of games.
Innie is unfortunately having a rough one.
Sounds like Mopar things.
Oh my god, Mopar is changing the arena as we speak.
As we speak,
As we speak, the arena
mezzanine is being
changed.
completely blocked off.
He's kicked Innie out of the cupboard shot and is sealing it off.
We're blocking off the box.
Trying to work out who is tagging Innie because Innie is in a bad spot.
Innie's struggling.
Kid's
here.
having a big game.
Kid going crazy.
Member leveled up.
Where's
Well
Basilisk?
done.
It's
Member leveled
solid.
up.
Jet's really
Well
struggling
done.
to come back from that term. As I say that, getting Getting a
It's
couple of
interesting.
lucky shots.
This might be where a bit of experience comes in because we're seeing both Innie and Basilisk, newer, younger players, potentially losing their nerve in the final game after a great start.
Shifter is like 1400 ahead.
I think
I think Shifter.
I think Shifter's won. I don't see anybody else unless Innie absolutely destroys for the next 2.5 minutes. I don't think Shifter can be caught because where's Dragon? Dragon's having a bad game.
Dragon's having all the people that can really contest with Shifter and that for that top spot at the moment are not having a great time.
I think Shifter's won. Because that's going to be a 6K game, which means
I would say it's a pretty big call, but I think it's just true.
No, because like Shifter will keep a 6K, a 5-8, and a 5-2, and nobody's gonna. So again, I'm not gonna count my chickens before they've hatched, but I think Canberra's gonna be very happy taking home a shield.
That's pretty crazy. I'm not gonna lie, that score is just absolutely insane. Wait, what was Shifter's top score?
This will probably be their top score. They have a 6.
Yeah.
That they'll drop unless this goes higher, which means if this goes higher,
I've still got a minute.
it's gonna go higher. So they're gonna keep a 6, they're gonna keep a 5-8, and they're gonna keep a 5-2.
Those are some pretty huge games.
Where's Innie gone?
Because this is the thing, even people who want to catch up here, Shifter has to be the one losing points.
Because that's the thing where like Innie is unfortunately. Oh no, what's that Jet again?
Erica, what are you doing?
Yeah, unfortunately, Innie's having a rough one, so which means Innie's going to keep a 6-5, which is a great game, a 4-1, and a 3-8, which I think will average out, unfortunately.
Well done.
What are you doing? Oh no. Some pretty crazy gameplay up the top of Mez. There's a lot of people up there.
Dunk in blue. Unfortunately, I think my cameras are frozen, but so I'm going to come back to here. Who's dominating Dragon? Ghibli. Unfortunately, like a few people just had a bad game. Dragon, Innie, definitely like drop games, but Dragons had actually. So Dragon will be. I still don't think will beat Shifter, but Dragon will be like second.
The issue is that even if anybody wanted to catch up to Shifter at this point, Shifter has to lose points for them to even have a chance.
But it doesn't matter. This is a drop game. This is Shifter's drop game. So like what's done is done.
Yeah.
Pendragon is actually having a great game. Look, 45 for 26.
Pendragon, unfortunately, I don't think has had many.
Unfortunately, probably had
great games.
2 bad drop games to bring him back. M's having that other big game. It's drop your best, drop your worst, Fuzzy, just like Solo's finals.
So Shifter is dropping this one, but she still had like a pretty crazy 6K earlier.
Yeah, so because they get to keep their 6K and because their lowest is a 5-2, it's. Yeah, I know it's sad, Rat. I do think it's like potentially got pushed out of her spot, or just nerves got to her.
Or possibly just a bit tired.
Gravy snuck back in at the end there, so
Gravy did snuck.
unfortunately that is a drop game. I like this is a lot of people's drop games. That's M's drop game, Gravy's drop game, Pendragon's drop game, Shifter's drop game.
Alright, really quickly. Shifter with 50 tags, pretty crazy. Also with the 50 to 29 taking the highest tag ratio. I do believe they'll be coming out pretty quickly after this one, so we can't say too much.
Yeah, I think we're going to go dark fairly soon, and as we shift over to announcements, but it's close enough that I don't know, and I watched every game, but my guess is Shifter first, Dragon second, and I think there's a few people that could be in contention for third. Gravy has been very consistent. I think she's lacking a little bit of that big game, so Gravy will keep a 4-9, a 4-7, and a 4-6, which super good in consistency, and consistency is key.
I'm just wanting to see. Yeah, everybody's just
they're coming out. So we're going to go dark, guys. We should be shifting over to announcements, so stay tuned.
All right, ladies, thank you. Thank you for competing, women. On 1,330. I'll do the average, sorry. At 2,100. At 12th with 2,723, we had Kit. In 11th with 3,137, we had Zygoriza. Thank you. In 10th with 3,247, we had Shaz. In 9th with 3,447, we had Ghibli. In 8th with 3,590, we had Arden. In 7th with 3,967, we had Pendragon. In 6th with 4,487, we had Basilisk. In 4,553, we had Ems. In 4th with 4,793, we had Gravy. So can we get the final 3 up, please? All right, guys, in the finals, the averages were in second place, we had Dragon. And in first place, your women's champion for 2025, Shifter. Congratulations all. Thank you, everyone. Hope it has a good comp. Congratulations.
Well.
Okay, guys, we are back. I know there may have been a bit of technical stuff there, but just in case anybody missed it, that was Innie in third place, Dragon in second, and Shifter taking out the win by quite a margin. Was it like 700 point difference?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
First and second, and Innie came in like incredibly close. Being a junior and being like first year rookie, like that's pretty crazy.
Innie will get a second chance later, but like Shifter, like look at that last game, and that was a drop game. So Shifter had massive games, absolutely deserved it. Out for blood in that last one, and I think they knew that they were in for it, and they went for it. So I'm so happy for Shifter, so happy for Canberra to get a shield, and obviously like Dragon did great as well. They all seem pretty happy. I'll just let you guys know that we will be going down shortly, and then coming back for Masters and Juniors. I know on the schedule it's currently set for 3 p.m., but we are going to try and get that started earlier. So keep an eye out for the stream to go back up, and we will see you guys then. So
for those of you playing in Masters and Juniors, try to get here earlier. But if you're not here, we will start at 3.
Actually, you guys are going to have a great duo from Massachusetts because you got Lilbo and Plank. So you got the Lefty
Crazy.
brothers there. So
Lefty duo.
okay, guys, we'll see you later.